Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Insights. Look up at the sky at night. What do you see? Many stars, the moon, maybe planets. People have looked at the sky for a very long time. They always ask, what is up there? Can we go there? This wish to go to space is very old. It is a big dream for us all. Today, we will start a great journey. We will learn about space exploration. This is the story of how people learned to leave Earth. They learned to travel into the big, dark space. Brave people and smart machines helped us learn a lot about our universe. This story will also help you learn English in a fun way. So, are you ready to go on this journey? Let's start now. Chapter 1. Looking at the Stars. Ancient Dreams. For thousands of years, people did not have rockets. They did not have spaceships. They only had their eyes. They looked up at the night sky. They saw the bright moon. They saw many, many stars. The stars looked like small lights. They also saw bright planets. People did not know what these lights were. They did not know how far they were, but they had big questions in their minds. People often thought the stars were gods, or they thought the stars were holes in the sky. Light from outside came through these holes. People made up stories about the moon, the sun, and the stars. These stories helped them understand the world. For example, some old stories said the sun was a god riding a car across the sky. Other stories said the moon was a special light for the night. Old people from long ago were very good at watching the sky. People like the ancient Egyptians, Babylonians, and Greeks. They built special places to look at the stars and moon. These places were like very old buildings for watching the sky. They saw how the sun moved. This helped them know the time. They saw how the moon changed. This helped them know the months. They learned about the seasons by watching the stars. This helped them with farming. They made maps of the stars. They gave names to groups of stars. For example, they called some groups Big Bear or Lion. These old star maps helped sailors find their way on the sea at night. But watching the stars was one thing. Going to the stars was another. It was only a dream. People dreamed of flying. They dreamed of touching the moon. In old stories, people would fly on the backs of big birds. Or they used magic to go to the sky. These were just fun stories. No one really thought they could build something to fly to the stars. The sky looked so far away. It looked so high up. It felt impossible to reach. Still, the dream was always there. The bright lights in the night sky called to people. They made people wonder what was beyond their world. This big wish to know, to see, to touch the sky was the first small step. It was the start of thinking about space. It was the first spark of space exploration. People built tall towers and big things just to feel closer to the sky. They used only their eyes and simple tools to learn about the sky. They told these questions about the sky to their children, and their children told their children. This started the long journey of learning about the big, dark space above us. This human wish to explore was the true start of space travel. It grew for many thousands of years. Chapter 2. The First Steps, Satellites, and Animals in Space. For a very long time, going to space was just a dream. People had no way to go high enough. But after many years, smart people started to make new machines. These machines could fly very high. The first big step was to send something small into space. Not a person, but a satellite. A satellite is like a small moon that people make. It travels around Earth. It goes very fast. In 1957, a country called Russia did this first. They sent the very first satellite into space. Its name was Sputnik 1. Sputnik 1 was a small metal ball. It had 4 long sticks, like antennas. It made a beep-beep sound. People all over the world could hear its sound with special radios. It flew above Earth many times a day. This was a very big moment. It showed that humans could send things into space. It was a new age for Earth. After Sputnik 1, Russia sent another satellite. This time, it had a living thing inside. In 1957, a small dog named Laika went into space. Laika was the first animal to go into space. She went high above Earth. People watched her. This helped scientists learn if living things could be in space. Laika did not come back to Earth, but her journey helped us learn many important things. It helped us get ready for sending people to space. Later, other animals also went to space. Small monkeys, mice, and even some insects. These animals were very brave. They helped scientists understand how space might affect a body. They helped check if a spaceship was safe for living things. This was very important work. Every time an animal went to space and came back safe, it made people more ready to send a human. These first steps were very exciting. Sending satellites meant we could put eyes in the sky. Satellites can look at Earth. They can help us know the weather. They can help us talk to each other, like with phones or TV. They can help us learn about our planet. Sending animals meant we were getting closer to sending people. These small steps were preparing the way for the biggest step, sending a person into the huge, dark space. The world was watching and waiting for that moment. Chapter 3. Humans Go to Space. Brave Astronauts. After sending satellites and animals into space, the next big dream was to send a human. People wanted to know, can a person live in space? Can they come back safe? This was a very dangerous idea, but some brave people wanted to try. In 1961, a man from Russia made history. His name was Yuri Gagarin. He was the very first human to go into space. He flew in a spaceship called Vostok 1. Yuri Gagarin went around Earth one time. He saw Earth from space. He saw how beautiful our planet looked from high above. He said, "The Earth is blue." His trip lasted about 108 minutes. When he came back, he was a hero. Everyone knew his name. His flight showed that humans could go to space and live. It was a huge step for all people. After Yuri Gagarin, other brave people also went to space. They were called astronauts. They learned how to live and work in the small space inside a spaceship. They learned how to eat, sleep, and even go to the bathroom in zero gravity, where things float. One important astronaut was Valentina Tereshkova. In 1963, she became the first woman to go into space. She also flew for Russia. Her trip showed that women could be astronauts too. This was a very important moment for women around the world. Astronauts did many new things in space. For example, some astronauts walked outside their spaceship. This is called a spacewalk. They wore very special suits. These suits protected them from the cold and the danger of space. They looked like big white robots floating in the dark. Spacewalks helped astronauts fix things on their ships or do special work outside. Living in space is very different from living on Earth. There is no gravity, so everything floats. Astronauts float inside their spaceship. Their food floats. Their pens float. They have to tie things down so they don't float away. They also have to exercise a lot. This is because their muscles can become weak without gravity. These brave astronauts showed the world that humans can live and work in space. They brought back new pictures and new ideas about Earth and space. They helped us understand more about our universe. Their courage opened the door for even bigger trips, like going to the moon. Chapter 4: To the Moon and Beyond, Our Journey to the Moon. After people went to space, the next big dream was to go to the moon. The moon is our closest friend in space. It looks so big and bright in the night sky. Could humans really walk on another world? This was a huge question. Two big countries wanted to be the first to reach the moon: America and Russia. This was like a big race. Both countries worked very hard. They spent a lot of money and time. They built bigger and bigger rockets. They trained more and more brave astronauts. Everyone watched to see who would win this moon race. America had a big plan. They called it the Apollo program. Many smart scientists and engineers worked on this plan. They built very strong rockets. These rockets were called Saturn V. They were very tall, like a building. They had to be very powerful to push a spaceship all the way to the moon. In 1969, America sent the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. 3 astronauts were in this mission: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Michael Collins stayed in the spaceship that went around the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin went down to the moon's surface in a small lander. On July 20th, 1969, a very famous thing happened. Neil Armstrong was the first human to step on the moon. He said a very famous sentence: "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." This meant it was a small step for him, but a huge step for all humans on Earth. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon, They wore big white spacesuits. The moon's surface looked gray and dusty. They jumped instead of walked, because the moon has less gravity than Earth. They picked up moon rocks. They put an American flag on the moon. They stayed on the moon for a few hours. They then came back to their lander. They went back to the spaceship with Michael Collins. Then all three came back to Earth safely. This was a huge success. People all over the world watched this on TV. Everyone was so happy and proud. It showed that humans could do amazing things. After Apollo 11, America sent a few more missions to the moon. 6 missions in total landed on the moon. 12 people walked on the moon. They brought back many moon rocks. These rocks helped scientists learn a lot about the moon. They learned how the moon was made. They learned what it is made of. The journey to the moon showed that humans could go to other worlds. It opened up new dreams for even longer trips in space. Chapter 5. Living in Space. Space Stations and Research. After people went to the moon, the next big idea was to stay in space for a long time. Not just a short trip, but to live and work in space. How could we do this? The answer was space stations. A space station is like a big house or a big laboratory in space. It is a place where astronauts can live for many months, even a year. It travels around Earth very fast. Space stations are made of many parts. These parts are built on Earth. Then, rockets take them to space, piece by piece. In space, astronauts put the pieces together. It's like building with very big, expensive Lego blocks. The first big space station was called Mir. It was from Russia. Mir stayed in space for many years. Many astronauts from Russia and other countries lived and worked there. Mir helped us learn a lot about living away from Earth for a long time. Later, many countries worked together to build a much bigger space station. This is the International Space Station, ISS. The USA, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada all worked on it. The ISS is very big. It is about the size of a football field. It flies about 400 kilometers, 250 miles above Earth. You can sometimes see it moving like a bright star in the night sky. On the ISS, astronauts live and work every day. They do many important things. They do research. This means they do special tests and learn new things. For example, they study how the human body changes in space without gravity. Our bones and muscles can get weak. So, astronauts have to exercise for many hours every day. They also grow plants in space to see how they grow without normal soil or sunlight. They look at Earth from space to learn about our planet's weather and changes. Life on a space station is very special. There is no gravity, so everything floats. When astronauts eat, their food floats around if they are not careful. When they sleep, they tie themselves to a wall so they don't float away. They learn to float from one room to another. They look out the windows and see Earth. They see beautiful sunrises. and sunsets many times a day because they go around Earth so fast. Working on the ISS is very important. The research they do helps us for the future. It helps us understand how to go to Mars or other planets someday. It helps us build better machines for space. It teaches us how to live far from Earth. The space station is like a home and a school for humans in space, helping us learn more about our universe and preparing us for bigger journeys. Chapter 6: Exploring our solar system. Robots and planets. People wanted to go to space. They went to the moon. They built space stations. But our solar system is very big. There are other planets. We cannot send people to all of them yet. So how do we learn about them? We sent robots. Robots are like smart machines. They can travel far in space. They do not need food or water. They do not get tired. They can go to places where people cannot go yet. These robots are also called probes or rovers. One very interesting planet is Mars. Mars is sometimes called the Red Planet. It is quite close to Earth. Many robots have gone to Mars. These robots look like small cars with many cameras and tools. They drive on Mars's surface. They take many pictures. They dig in the dirt. They look for water or signs of old life. Robots like Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance have sent amazing pictures and information back to Earth. They show us mountains, rocks, and dust on Mars. They help us learn if Mars could be a place for humans in the future. We have also sent robots to other planets. For example, robots have gone to Jupiter. Jupiter is a very big planet. It is a giant gas ball. Robots like Juno have flown around Jupiter. They send back amazing pictures of its giant storms and beautiful colors. Robots have also visited Saturn, the planet with beautiful rings. The Cassini robot flew around Saturn for many years. It sent back incredible pictures of its rings and its moons. It even went close to some of Saturn's moons, like Titan and Enceladus, which have water. Some robots have even left our solar system. The Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 robots were sent into space in the 1970s. They flew past many planets. Now they are very, very far away. They are outside our solar system. They are still sending small messages back to Earth. They are the farthest human-made objects in space. They show us how big space is. These robot explorers are very important. They are our eyes and hands in space. They go to places we cannot go yet. They send back information that helps scientists learn about the planets, moons, and even stars. They help us understand how our solar system was made. They help us look for answers to big questions like, are we alone in the universe? Robots are helping us explore the amazing giant home that is our solar system. Chapter 7: The Future of Space, Mars, Tourists, and New Worlds. We have learned a lot about space. We have sent people to the moon. We have robots on Mars. So what is next? What does the future of space exploration look like? One very big goal for the future is to send humans to Mars. Mars is the next big step after the Moon. It is much farther away. A trip to Mars could take many months, perhaps even a year or more. Scientists and engineers are working hard to plan this trip. They need to build very big and fast rockets. They need to build special homes for astronauts to live on Mars. They also need to find ways for astronauts to get food and water there. It is a very hard job, but many people believe we will see humans on Mars in the future. Maybe even in your lifetime. Another exciting idea is space tourism. This means normal people, not just astronauts, can go to space. Imagine paying money to fly in a spaceship. You could see Earth from very high up. You could float in space for a short time. Some companies are already doing this. Today, it is very expensive, so only rich people can go. But in the future, maybe more people will be able to go to space for a holiday. It will be an amazing trip. People are also looking for new worlds far away. We want to find planets outside our own solar system. These are called exoplanets. Scientists use powerful telescopes to look for these planets. They want to find planets that are like Earth. They want to find planets where water can be found or where air could be. This is important because we want to know, are we alone in the universe? Is there life on other planets? Finding another Earth would be a huge discovery. The future of space exploration is also about using space to help us on Earth. Satellites will become even smarter. They will help us with the internet, with climate change, and with weather. We might even get energy from space one day. Space exploration is a very big job. It needs many smart people. It needs a lot of money. But the wish to explore is very strong in humans. We always want to know what is next. We always want to go farther. The future of space exploration is bright. It will bring us new knowledge, new technologies, and maybe even new homes among the stars. Conclusion. So, we have finished our long journey through the history of space exploration. We started by looking at ancient people who just looked at the stars and dreamed. Then we saw the first satellites and animals go to space. We learned about brave humans like Yuri Gagarin and Neil Armstrong, who went to space and walked on the moon. We saw how astronauts live and work on space stations. We also saw how robots help us explore faraway planets like Mars and Jupiter. Space exploration is not just about rockets and spaceships. It is about human curiosity. It is about our wish to know more. It is about our courage to try new, hard things. Every time we send a rocket to space, or a robot to another planet, we learn something new. We learn about our universe. We learn about ourselves. Space exploration has changed how we see our world. It shows us how small Earth is in the huge universe. It makes us think about our future. It pushes us to invent new things. It helps us dream bigger dreams. The journey into space is a story of hope and endless learning. It will continue for many, many more years.